Yeah, hi guys. Last class we have discussed about little bit about Microsoft SQL licensing, right? So whoever you got opportunity to install SQL Server, which version of SQL Server I need to install, which edition I need to install. You need to ask user. It is very important. Now come back to our slide. SQL Server, Microsoft SQL Server licensing part. So whenever you are purchasing SQL Server, you need to purchase license, right? We have two types of licensing. One is core-based license. One is server plus cal-based license. So based on that, Microsoft charging on you. So two types of licensing you'll purchase. Either you are going for a core-based license, how many cores your operating system is running, and okay, Microsoft going to charge that much of price for you. How many core you are using? If going for core-based license, my operating system, 4 core means. Okay, let me give one more example so that you people get a better idea. You can go for Intel process. We're using Intel process, right? Most of the laptops will be Intel process, right? When you go for Windows-based level, Intel core process is very mostly we look into when you go to smartphones. Snapdragon is the best process, and we have Intel core processor also. We have different processors are Intel. We go for Intel also. We have different. And when you go for Intel core processor, we are having i3, i5, and i7 also, and i9 processor is also available. When you going for i7 process, I'm purchasing i7 processor. Minimum will get 12 crores, right? 12 crore processor will get. Minimum you will get 12 crore. When I'm purchasing the laptop and I'm purchasing a laptop with i7, minimum we will get the 12 crores or no? SQL Server 2019 licensing. Go to Microsoft Block Enterprise Edition. They are charging $13,748. Microsoft charging for you one enterprise edition for 2 crore pack. When you convert into our Indian currency, now approximately we have dollar value 93 rupees, right? 93 into 14,748. Approximately Microsoft charging 12 lakhs 78,000 Microsoft going to charge when you purchasing enterprise level. For one enterprise level, Microsoft charging approximately 12 lakhs. Dollar Microsoft charging 13,748. For how many cores? Two cores, right? I'm purchasing i7 core default. We're getting 12 core processor, right? 12 cores, right? Then go to calculate. For 2 crores, they are charging $13,000 by divided by 6 into 6 means 48 into 6. Around $82 they are going to Microsoft going to charge from you to 93 rupees. When we convert into Indian currency, around 76 lakhs Microsoft charging for one licensing. Around 76 lakhs Microsoft charging for one enterprise edition. Okay. So now it is not too much when you compare with Oracle. Microsoft is very less that I can promise you. Okay. When we compare with Oracle, Microsoft is so good as a part of good price. So core-based license, you can connect n number of users. That's what I have mentioned in doc also. You go for core-based license, you can connect n number of users. There is no limitation for client. There is no limitation for on users. You can connect as much when you go for core-based license. Core-based license option allows for unlimited users, unlimited devices to access the SQL server. Okay. Got it right, both internally and externally. There is no limitation. Unlimited users, unlimited devices, internal or external, can connect as your vision. There is no limitation. You go for code-based license, and that what Microsoft is charging. Azure is something different, or is Azure not like this? Okay, Azure what compute storage, what compute you are selecting based on the price will be changing because when you go for PAS, go for IAS, when you go for IAS, when you go for PAS, it will be differently changed. You go for PAS. If you clear about core-based licensor, now when you go for standard edition, how much Microsoft going to charges for 2 core? When you go for standard edition, how much Microsoft is going to charge from 2 cores, sir? $3,586 they are going to charge, right? How much price difference you notice from this? 2,586 into 90 rupees. For standard edition, Microsoft charging 3,000, 3 lakh, 3,000, right? Approximately around $13,000, around $10,000 change, around $10,000 difference you are seeing, right? It's almost 14 lakhs difference you are seeing when going to enterprise edition and compare with enterprise edition and standard edition. Here for standard edition, you are paying only 3 lakhs rupees only, right? And you go for paying for standard edition, so that is how the price will vary. When I am telling as a database administrator, if we should know based on the concept of licensing, sir. If you have any questions on any queries in licensing part, definitely you should must and should contact Microsoft licensing team. Again, I am telling Microsoft licensing team, not a Microsoft database team. So Microsoft is also different teams, right? Microsoft IAS team, Microsoft PaaS team. You have Microsoft on-prem server team also is available. We need to contact Microsoft licensing. So that they come, you can ask all your queries to Microsoft licensing team. Microsoft team is the one person. Microsoft also having different teams, right? Microsoft IAS team, Microsoft PaaS team, Microsoft SQL on-prem team. We need to contact Microsoft licensing team so that they can come, can ask all your inquiries to Microsoft licensing team. Okay. Microsoft licensing team is the one person who can guide you a lot of licensing part. Okay. You need to create a case to Microsoft. I will show you how to create a case to Microsoft when we are discussing Azure. Show you how to create Microsoft ticket. In case if your application team is asking Microsoft licensing part, mostly you need to reach the Microsoft licensing team, right? Who is having more knowledge on licensing part. That is part of about the core part. If you core licensing base. So that is how Microsoft going to charge the price. Okay. SQL licenses again I'm telling how when you go for server plus cal license, when you are going for server plus cal is nothing but client access license. When you go for server plus cal license, cal is nothing but cal is nothing but client access license. Your client and your client. Okay, you are not going for a core base here. Now Microsoft charging for differently in the same concept only, but try to understand the logics here. Microsoft going to charge for core, right? Now when you go for server plus cal, what is your server here? What is your server here? $899, right? Microsoft charging your operating system. Your server, Microsoft going to charge your operating system. Okay, when I have medium scale application, not too many business users will connect instead of I'm going for enterprise edition, instead of I'm going for standard edition licensing, it's very cost to me, right? I need to go for cost. I need to go for cross cutting. Then you can go for cal plus server plus cal. Then you can go for server plus cal because Microsoft is charging very less price when you go for see, I'm having one server. I'm having one client. For one client, Microsoft is charging only 209. Let me open Notepad. Microsoft charging $900 for one server, right? 899. Microsoft for one server, Microsoft charging 899, right? 899 plus 209. Suppose if you're having 10 clients means 09 to 10, 899. Approximately Microsoft charging $2989. So approximately $2,900 Microsoft charging for server plus Cal plus client side. We go for server plus Cal licensing. So that we obviously will go for standard edition, right? You have unlimited. Suppose approximately $3,000 Microsoft charging for 10 clients. There is a limitations, right? When we will go for a server plus Cal licensing. Instead of going server plus Cal, you can go for standard edition. We have unlimited. You're going for just to pay $500 additionally. But you are getting lot of additional benefits and lots of additional benefits of unlimited users, right? Limited clients can connect. You have a lot of benefit side also. So you can enter, you can educate your application team. Hey, you can go for standard edition. We are just paying $500 additionally. You are getting lot many additional benefits. You need to educate your based on the request to educate your application team. Hope you understand that. Clear about licensing part, right? How the Microsoft is charging for enterprise level, standard level, and the server plus Cal based license for everybody clear, right? How the Microsoft charging and how to help to application team version is better. Everything you got to know, right? How you need to suggest to application team and which team in case you have doubt, team you need to contact. Know everything is clear about it, right? We go for a little bit about database. Microsoft they are started enhanced now. They send one called database management system called DBMS, database management system, where you are going to store in the form of database collection of data in proper arranging the data. You can retrieve the data quickly, you can modify the data very quickly. You can do whatever you want in any arranged way. You can do to database collection of data on systematic way. That can be collection of your Amazon. That can be your collection of Citibank data, HSBC. Okay. Data is like raw data. So they are going to store all their data, the raw data, everything, okay, in the systematic way. DBMS, database management system, is the arranged this systematic when you compare with the SQ and the Excel or when you compare with flat files. Okay. Now, when you go to the SQL server, we have two kinds of language. One is SQL language, one is TSQL language. We have one separate session on the development part. We'll discuss what developers will do so that you will get one better idea that will gain more knowledge. Developers are doing this kind of activities. As a DBA, we are going to do all the kind of stuff. SQL is the common language for all your database management system. When you go for Oracle, when you go for MySQL, when you go for DB2, when you go for PostgreSQL, Teradata, MongoDB, SQL is the common language for all the database management system. SQL is a structured query language, and we have TSQL. TSQL means transactional structure query language. In Microsoft Server SQL Server, we'll call this is a SQL and TSQL. When you go for Oracle, we will call it as SQL and PLSQL, not TSQL. We will call it as a PLSQL. You go for Oracle. If you know about SQL Server, you almost know about the Oracle as well. Almost similar. What developer advantage? Almost whatever they are designing in the Oracle, they can easily design in the MS SQL as well because almost similar only. Couple of challenges is declaration part. Okay, when you are declaring something, there are a declaration is something different. When you compare with Oracle, you can install SQL Server in Windows also, and you can install SQL Server in Linux. You can install in SQL Server in Mac also. You can install SQL Server in containers like SQL on Docker, SQL on Kubernetes. You can install SQL on Docker also. And SQL Server 2019 onwards, you can install SQL in containers. Okay. SQL stands for Structured Query Language. So basically, SQL language, you know about C language, you know about Java, you know about C++ language, you know about PowerShell language, you know about Python, you know about R language. But technically, we are going to call it as a query language to use the perform the on the database management system. We are going to call it as a query language used to perform the on the database management system. So SQL is the common language for Oracle, MySQL, MongoDB, PostgreSQL, SQL Server DB2, and Amazon Aura, Cosmos DB. Perform to insert SQL is there to perform to insert the data, to update the data, to modify the data. You can perform whatever you can do with on database management system. You can do with the help of this language. Okay. What are the comments are available? What are the comments is available? What are the comments that what I told you, right? We are going to discuss as a development part. I'll show you a couple of comments which will be give you more knowledge on development part as well. Now, technically, whatever statement you are writing, so for example, I want to see your bank statement for 1 year. What you will do? You'll open ICICI Bank. Suppose you'll open ICICI Bank website. Now, when you select your start date and end date, when you will submit, then you will get bank statement, bank report, right? Now, when you go for the SQL level, we'll write one command, right? Select star from, suppose that is a account to database. Select star from account where date, start date, comma, end date. You can write some SQL queries, right? So whenever you're writing the any kind of this, okay, that technically we'll call it as queries. Also, you can call transactions. As well this, you can call queries and you can call transaction. Whatever you're writing in the management studio, that technically will call it as a query. Query is nothing but of instruction you given to the database management system. Either you are reading the data, either you are inserting the data, either you are deleting the data, either you are updating the data. You are giving set of instruction to the database management system, right? So basically, this is one language. Now transaction. Now transaction, every query that runs in the SQL server is a transaction, right? The transaction also two types of in SQL Server. One is implicit transaction, and other one is the explicit transaction. Other one is the explicit transaction. Implicit transaction is nothing but implicit transaction are very simple. So whatever you're writing, insert data, insert, delete, update, normal traditional queries, traditional inserts, that is whatever you can do in studio that technically will call queries, right? Implicit transaction, that is nothing but automatically it will commit whatever you are trying to insert, right? That will be automatically it will commit and will move to the database automatically. Whenever you are going to same insert statement with the begin statement, begin whenever you are using begin and you are making insert in the begin, then that is explicit transaction. You need to manually commit the data. Otherwise, your data will should not move to the database. Should be stay back in buffer. It is in stay back in buffer until unless you perform commit. Finally, your data move to the database. Implicit transaction. Again, we are going to discuss this concept more on locking and blocking deadlock sessions. Okay. Around we need to some more sessions to understand this concept. Okay. Now we are going to data centers. Now we are going to data centers. You know that, okay, right? who are already working, you know about this concept, who starting the career. So you are maintaining the data. Okay. When you are maintaining data means you are maintaining the data in the data centers. And this is how your data centers will be available in the real world. Okay. This is our data centers in either that can be good data centers, either it can be ugly data center. In olden days, 10 years back, this is how your data centers look like. This is how your data centers look like. If something happen, this is how the human being will go to here and see the cable connection, everything. Okay. You can go also and observe can observe also here. So we can technically will call it is the racks will maintain common power, common network, and common switches. Whatever the servers you are maintaining and that rack having can maintain is whatever the servers you are maintaining and that rack and the switches storage is somewhere. So storage they will make in separate, sir. They will make in sandbox. They will make in sandbox when you want to get the storage level information. Again, I am telling we are going to discuss all this concept in Azure level. This is how your storage will look like. And each box will call LUN, and we can call LUN 0, LUN 1, LUN 2, LUN 3, LUN 4, LUN 5. That we can call racks, so that how your storage team will maintain the storage network array in the LUN. So whenever you are changing the storage capacity, speed will be changed, right? I will show you practical level also whenever we're discussing in Azure. No worries. When you get opportunity within your office, also there will be small data center. Get opportunity, you can go and watch. So this is how your data centers look like, and this is how the process to keep on performing. Now make a friendship with network storage team as well. Your Windows team also as a database administrator. You need to collaborate your with your storage team, with your collaborate with the network team, collaborate with Windows team. So you mean to say, as a database administrator, I don't want to discuss with any storage team. I don't want to discuss with the network team. I don't want to discuss Windows team because I'm the data guy. We are a tough. We are. I'm database administrator. Now don't think like that. Assume I don't want to discuss with the Windows team because your data is on the top of the storage. Your data is top of your network. Your data is top of your Windows operating system. Any flavor, you need to make some friendship with the network team. You need to make friendship with the storage team. You need to make friendship with Windows team. Then only your project will go very, very smoothly. Okay. And also who are already working, they know about this of the bubbles. They know the concept of all the bubbles. Whoever started his career, no need to worry. We are going to whatever the bubbles you are able to say, like memory, deadlock, blockings, and index, CPU, IO updates, IO update statistics, and temp DB. We are going to discuss on our training. Who already know about these bubbles or whatever, whenever your application team is coming to you, ask, hey, my application is running slow. I'm not able to pull the reports. Even if people let me ask you questions. Who is in India? Go to bank and like SBI bank and some other bank. You go to tell us server is down. They are not able to pull the reports. Even if take IRCTC train ticket also. Some years back, we start booking at 11 o'clock. Our portal is very, very slow, right? Agree or not? 2 years back, some years back, now latest they're ready for the portal. Portal is working. So when your application team is coming to you and asking this, the day I'm having today one issue, and you will fix that issue. Tomorrow they will come up with one more issue. They will fix that issue again. Day after tomorrow they will come up one more issue because data is rapidly growing, right? Data is growing and resources and what is the best practices you are following in the SQL server in all will come into the picture. So you start working with the performance. Okay, your brain, I need to look into memory, I need to look into blocking, I need to look into what I need to look into. So that once you complete this training, you will get clarification of the all the bubbles whatever it is blinking now here. We are going to discuss everything here. And same way, when you start digging with performance training, you come across the slow running queries and fragmentation and weight static issues and STEMDB issues, the proper setup configuration and for the proper setup configuration, for execution plan, SQL Server configure, improper indexes designing, and blockings and deadlocks. So common performance issues, sir. As a database administrator, lock shipping, database mirroring, always on configuration. If you know that, if you know the configuration, I was so stronger SQL. No, there is a wrong assumption. I was good at picking with the performance training. You come across who knows the performance, who knows the performance. So we are going to discuss all this concept. Whatever I would spending here is a live. We will discuss theoretical part. We'll go for practical also. Who are starting career, no need to worry. On the day one, again, I'm telling, you will get one clear idea. What is SQL? What is happening? Very simple. Now, I'm introducing one tool, Microsoft SQL, like Microsoft Management Studio, SSMS. You can access your SQL from the Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. This is our instance. You can connect the instance. This is our SQL Server instance. These are all your databases. These are all our system databases. A small introduction about the here you can insert the data, you can update the data, you can delete the data by using queries. This is how your SQL look like. You can write queries also. Select star from EMP in case if you have the table, you can get the whatever data is available in the table, you will get it. Okay. This is how your statements will give. I mean transactions how will give the in SQL Server. This is what I need to discuss all about. This is what we need to discuss today's session. And tomorrow we can come with SQL Server architecture, one more concept. Tomorrow next session we can discuss about SQL Server architecture. Okay. Thank you for thank you for everyone.